Hey everyone, welcome to Church at Home. My name is Kinsey, and we're back to talking about Daniel and next level faithfulness. You see, there are lots of ways to be faithful in our own lives, but let's start with this. It's a song that comes straight from the Bible and gives us an awesome understanding of God's faithfulness. It's found in Joshua 1:9, and it's a good one. Let's go.
This is my command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. This is my command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord God is with you wherever you go. This is my command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. This is my command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord God is with you.
I can't get enough of that song. That was awesome. But I gotta be honest with you, I can be a little bit of a scaredy cat, and I find myself worrying about things that some people might think are silly. But that's not silly to me. But that's why I love this verse. It reminds me that God is with me. So when I'm afraid, I choose to go to God first and talk to him about it. I know he cares about me. I don't know if you remember that guy Daniel from the Bible, but he and his friends seemed to be pretty fearless. It didn't matter what they faced. They always seemed to do the right thing and put God first. They show us how we can have next level faithfulness too. And today, we have another story from the Bible about them. Let's watch this Bible story together right now.
Stories of the Bible, the fiery furnace. There once were 3 Jewish men named Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Hey!
When they were very young, they were taken from Israel to live in a place called Babylon. At that time, the king of Babylon was a man named Nebuchadnezzar.
That's it. Almost there.
And he made a gold statue that was 90 feet tall.
Perfect.
The king sent a message for everyone to come to the dedication of his statue. When everyone had assembled, it was declared that people of all races, nations, and languages would bow before the statue and worship King Nebuchadnezzar's statue when they heard the sound of musical instruments. If anyone refused, they would be thrown into a fiery furnace. So at the sound of the musical instruments, all the people bowed to the ground and worshiped. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not, because they were Jewish and would only bow to the one true God. Some of the wise men of Babylon went to the king and told him that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to bow to the statue.
What?
This made the king very angry, and he asked Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego if it was true that they would not bow to the statue. Then he said he would give them one more chance to bow down, and if they did not bow, they will be thrown into the fire. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied that they didn't need to defend themselves against the king. They said, "If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up." The king was so angry with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego that he commanded the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. Then he ordered Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to be bound and thrown in the fire. The fire was so hot that it killed the soldiers that threw them in. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell into the flames. But suddenly, the king jumped up and said to his advisors, "Didn't we tie up 3 men and throw them in the furnace?" The advisors said, "Yes." But the king said, "Look, I see 4 men walking around the fire, and the 4th looks like a god." Then the king shouted to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, "Come out!" So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stepped out of the fire, and everyone saw that the fire had not touched them. They didn't even smell of smoke. Then Nebuchadnezzar praised the one true God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who had rescued them from the fire. And the king made a new command that anyone who spoke a word against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would be greatly punished. Then he promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in his court. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego trusted in God and were willing to die rather than worship any god but their own God.
Wow, talk about next level faithfulness. Was anyone else a little afraid for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? I mean, that was fire. But the choice for them was clear. They loved God and were going to put him first no matter how mad it made the king. They were only going to bow to and worship God. I wonder what Matt has to say about this Bible story. It's time for one of my favorite shows called Top 5. Let's check it out.
Hey, what's up, Internet? My name is Matt Cho, and this is Top 5. Now, I don't know about you, but I never settle for less. I find the best of everything. I pick a fresh topic every week and rank my favorites. So, without further ado, let's take it to the next level. Hey, do you ever wonder where all the time goes? Like, when I'm not making this show, the rest of my day seems to fly by. Luckily, my phone here tells me exactly how much time I spend on just about anything. Yes, that is my baby, if you're wondering. And yes, she is 100% adorable. Aww. Ah, cutie. For today's episode, I'm ranking the top 5 ways I spend my days. So, without wasting any more time, let's get started. Oh, sorry, I just got a text. Oh, it's from my mom. I love you too. All right, number 5, let's go. Hey, getting ready is my number 5 pick. Now, it may not seem like much, but showering, brushing my teeth, picking out clothes, putting on my shoes, man, it starts to all add up, right guys? Whew, these little tasks are all important. To get through them quickly, I do my best to stick to a routine every day. Now, unfortunately, I forgot to brush my teeth, so I thought, hey, why not do it right now? Simple 2-minute toothbrushing action. Shouldn't be that hard. All right, then we just brush away for 2 minutes. Oh, shit. Oh, we're there, 2 minutes, okay. Gotta get it, massage it all, the gum. And then you have to hug the back. You get the top layer. All right, wow, that was 2 minutes. All right, well, let's go on to number 4. Video games. Now, I might not have as much time for them as I used to, but they're still a great way to relax. When I'm sitting around doing nothing, I can always kill some time with any number of video game apps on my phone. Check it out. Games also give me a nice sense of accomplishment, so it's not completely mindless. I mean, my current fave, I know it's old, but I love me some Pokemon Go. Ooh, there's a gym. Man, you can tell I love Pokemon so much because I got Bulbasaur and Squirtle right here. Look at them, they're cute. All right, let's go on to number 3. Watching YouTube. I'm subscribed to a bunch of different channels, so most of my days I've got quite a few videos to catch up on, from Let's Play videos to cute dog videos, and also watching videos on the weekend, you know, SK, Saddleback Kids on YouTube right here. So these videos, they give me some quick entertainment when I'm not up for a movie or a TV show. And most of the time, I put them in the background while I'm eating or doing chores. That way I can be productive and waste time at the same time. That makes sense? Anyways, let's go to number 2. Going to school! Woo! Little known fact about me, in addition to producing weekly episodes of Top 5, I also still go to school. It's only part-time, but my classes and homework eat a big chunk of my day. Sometimes it can be pretty exhausting, but I like to see the time I spend now as an investment in my future. Very sophisticated because I go to school. All right, let's go on to number 1. Sleeping. My phone tells me I've slept for 7.5 hours last night, which is more than any of my other activities. So, thought I'd show you my sleeping routine. I got my little eye mask because it gets too dark. I mean, it's too light, so I gotta make sure it's nice and dark. And you may be wondering why I have 4 of these earplugs. Well, that's because 2 for my ears and 2 for my nose holes. See, my wife says I snore, so I just gotta stick them in here like so. And it kind of prevents me from snoring. All right, so that's how I go to bed at night. So milk tastes really good at night. In fact, Mama! Mama! Can I get some warm milk? I can't tell if she said yes or not, but I'm pretty sure she's coming. Hey, fun fact, did you know that we spend 1/3 of our lives sleeping? It's important to take a look at how we spend our time, so we make sure we use it well, because even things that are good and important are still not more important than God. For example, school is really important and you wouldn't stop learning, but even with school, you can talk to God and pray in your mind. Or you can add some special time with Him in your day. For example, I always try to leave a little extra in the mornings to have my quiet time, which is probably my most important part of the day. It's time I spend with God, first thing in the morning, and it sets a positive tone for the rest of my day. It really helps me remember how awesome He is and how much He loves me every day. See, the more we spend time with Him, the more we will focus our lives on what is most important. Daniel lived his life out like this, and so did his friends Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were so faithful to God that they wouldn't pretend to worship a false idol, even though it put their lives at stake. It made the king so mad that they wouldn't bow to the golden statue. So as punishment for their faithfulness to God, they were thrown into a fiery furnace. Now that couldn't have been easy, but God saw their faithfulness and protected them. In the end, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's faith demonstrated God's power to the king and all his people. They put God first and He rewarded them for it. God values our faithfulness and He is incredibly faithful to us as well. We will never be more faithful to God than He is to us, but through small practices like spending time with Him daily, we can make Him the most important part of our lives. Maybe you can start having a quiet time that is just time for you and God. When you pray and read your Bible, or spend time listening to music that celebrates God and His love for you. No matter what you are doing, you can let God be a part of it and you can put God first. So let me know how it goes, and I'll see you guys next week for another episode of Top 5. Bye!
Matt had some interesting things in his top 5. I wouldn't imagine he'd take a long time getting ready, but all those things together do add up. And a lot of time is spent at school, which is a really good thing. and I loved hearing that I can still put him first in my school time. When I think about it, God made me, and he wants me to learn and grow up well. So by doing my best in school, I'm putting God first. And I can always pray, like when the teacher is talking or I'm taking a test. I can think about God and talk to him in my mind. To have next level faithfulness, I need to put God first. This story of Daniel's was such a great reminder for us to be faithful by choosing to put God first. God loves us, and he gives us time to enjoy, and he wants to be a part of it. So maybe this week, you try and have some special time just for you and God. Maybe you start by having a little quiet time every day, like Matt. Whatever it is, have fun. And remember, God loves you and he's faithful. And remember, if you're bored and want some extra activities and fun things to do with your family or friends, go to saddlebackkids.com/online and we've got you covered. And if you want to go deeper and learn more, we've got a brand new show for you called The Drop, where we drop fresh knowledge on you every week. We'll see you guys next week. Bye!